Hello. In this week's Torah portion, Shemini, we learn about the tragic and mysterious death of two of Aaron's sons, Nadav and Avihu. Here's the story straight from the book of Leviticus. And Nadav and Avihu, the sons of Aaron, took each of them his censer and put fire in it, and put incense on it, and offered strange fire before the Lord, which he did not command them. And there went out fire from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before the Lord. Unquote. Why exactly did they die? What is this strange fire? And why is it such a major infraction? We're not told. This left the field open for a lot of disturbing speculation that seems to dump on the brothers. We will first examine what the commentator said, and then ask the questions whether this sort of negative speculation about what the brothers may have done wrong is permissible when we don't really know what happens. When does this speculation become lashon hara, or evil gossip, and when does it serve a useful purpose? The Midrash on Leviticus says, quote, Bar Kapara said in the name of Rabbi Jeremiah ben Elazar, Aaron's sons died on account of four things: for drawing near, for offering, for the strange fire, and for not having taken counsel from each other. For drawing near, because they entered into the innermost precincts of the sanctuary. For offering, because they offered a sacrifice which they had not been commanded to offer. For the strange fire, they brought in fire from the kitchen. And for not having taken counsel from each other, as it says, each of them his censer, implying that they acted each on his own initiative, not taking counsel from each other. Again, in the Midrash, Rabbi Mani of She'ab, Rabbi Yehoshua of Siknin, and Rabbi Yohanan in the name of Rabbi Levi said, the sons of Aaron died on account of four things: because they had drunk wine, whereas it says immediately following the incidents, drink no wine nor strong drink, so that you do not die. Because they served in the sanctuary without the prescribed number of priestly vestments. Because they entered the sanctuary without washing their hands and feet. Because they had no children, as it says, and Nadav and Avihu died, and they had no children, in the book of Numbers. And again, Rabbi Hanin said it was because they had no wives, for it is written regarding the high priest, and he shall make atonement for himself and for his house. His house refers to his wife. Rabbi Levi said that they were arrogant. Many women remained unmarried, waiting for them. What did they say? Our father's brother is a king. Our mother's brother is a prince, referring to Nahshon, the head of the tribe of Judah. Our father is a high priest, and we are both deputy high priests. What woman is worthy of us? And again, in the Talmuds, Moses and Aaron went first, Nadav and Avihu walked behind them, and all Israel followed. And Nadav and Avihu were saying, when will these two old men die, and we assume authority over the community? Rabbi Yehuda, in the name of Rabbi Aibu, said that they uttered this to one another with their mouths, while Rabbi Pinchas said that they harbored the thoughts in their hearts. The Talmud adds, upon hearing this, the Holy One, blessed be He, said to them, we shall see who will bury whom. Again in the Midrash, others say they already deserved to die at Mount Sinai when they callously feasted their eyes on the divine. Again, in the Midrash, Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov stated, the sons of Aaron died only because they gave a legal decision in the presence of their master Moses. What was the exposition they made? They interpreted the verse in Leviticus, and the sons of Aaron the priest shall put fire upon the altar. This is to teach us, they said, that although fire generally comes down from heaven, it is nevertheless a mitzvah to also bring ordinary fire. This is indeed the law. Their sin was that they rendered a halachic decision in the presence of their teacher. Rashi says, Nadav and Avihu died because Aaron helped make the golden calf. As the Torah says, Moses said, God raged to destroy Aaron, and I prayed for Aaron at that time. Deuteronomy. To destroy him means the death of his children, as it is written in the book of Amos, and I destroyed his fruit from above. Moses' prayer was halfway effective, so that 2 of Aaron's children died and 2 remained alive. However, to be fair, the commentators also offer speculation in defense of Nadav and Avihu, without impugning their character. The Midrash Tanhuma says, the death of the sons of Aaron is mentioned in 4 places, and each time their sin is mentioned with it, in order to teach you that this was their only sin. The 18th century Moroccan commentator Or HaHayim says, the Torah says they came close to God and died. This means they approached the supernal light out of their great love of the holy, and thereby died. Thus they died by divine kiss, such as experienced by the perfectly righteous. It is only that the righteous die when the divine kiss approaches them, while they died by their approaching it. Although they sensed their own demise, that did not prevent them from drawing near to God in attachment, delight, delectability, fellowship, love, kiss, and sweetness, to the point that their souls ceased from them. The Zohar, the book of Jewish mysticism, says, quote, after Pinchas acted zealously by killing Zimri and Cosbi, and the tribe of Shimon came after him in anger, his soul left him, at which time the 2 souls of Nadav and Avihu, his uncles, entered him. So Pinchas is a tikkun, an atonement for the sin of Nadav and Avihu. But how did 2 people become one? The Zohar adds that Nadav and Avihu never married, so each is considered only half a person. The Zohar even says that Pinchas was Eliyahu Hanavi, the prophet Elijah. While we're talking about Pinchas, let us also examine another case of speculative commentary. In the Torah portion Pinchas, a man named Tzelafehad dies, leaving 5 daughters. We're not told how or why he died. The book of Numbers just says, the daughters of Tzelafehad said, our father died in the desert, but he was not in the assembly that banded together against the Lord in Korach's assembly, but he died for his own sin, and he had no sons. Unquote. So we know he died presumably as punishment for some sin. But which sin? The Talmud quotes Rabbi Akiva as saying, Tzelafehad was the man who gathered wood on Shabbat and was stoned to death as a result. That story is in the book of Numbers. Rabbi Akiva was immediately chided by another rabbi. Quote, said Rabbi Yehuda ben Betera to him, Akiva, in either case you will be called to task. If you're right, the Torah shielded him by not naming him, while you reveal his identity against the will of God. And if you're wrong, you stigmatized a righteous man. Here's another explanation. The Torah mentions that a number of Israelites set out to go to the Holy Land before Moses and the other Israelites were ready. Moses chides them for that, and Moses said to them, why do you now transgress the commandment of the Lord? Do not go up. The Lord will not be with you. But they disobeyed and went up to the hilltop anyway. Rabbi Shimon speculates in the Talmud that Tzelafehad was among these people who ascended the mountain defiantly and died. In the Zohar, Rabbi Hiya said, this is what is written in the Torah about Tzelafehad. He died in his own sin. Ki behet'o met, with het'o spelled het tet aleph vav, which can be read as he died in the sin of the vav. Therefore his sentence was left unsaid and not explained like other sentences, because this matter had to be in secrecy, veiled and not made known. Therefore it was not mentioned openly. Or HaHayim says that Tzelafehad was among those whose death in the desert God had decreed as a result of the debacle of the spies. The Ramban, Nachmanides, said that Selaf Echad died a natural death in the wilderness in his bed. In his sin means that he was not worthy to enter the land. The Tosafot says that the intention of the man gathering sticks on Shabbat was good, for the sake of heaven, because the Israelites were saying that since it had been decreed that they will not enter the land because of the incident of the spies, they are no longer obligated to keep the mitzvot. So he went and violated Shabbat intentionally so that he should be killed, and that others should see that the commandments still applied. The Maharsha concludes from this that he did not truly sin, since by Torah law, a work that is not needed for its product does not violate Shabbat. In other words, his intention was not to make a fire with the sticks. Nevertheless, the court executed him, for a judge can only judge by what he sees, not by the intentions of the heart. Now, back to our main question. Is such speculation really necessary when the Torah does not explain clearly the cause of someone's death? To be sure, it is legitimate to try to understand what caused an unexplained, mysterious, or seemingly senseless death. At least so we can avoid making the same mistake, the same fatal mistake. Also, one can always attach a valid teaching to each speculative explanation. But when does this constitute dumping on the deceased by creatively trying to find fault with them? Is it rabbinically sanctioned lashon hara, the evil tongue? What should be its limits? In modern terms, it is as if a group of people reads an obituary in the newspaper about the untimely death of someone they know, and the cause of death is not given. Then one of them says, "I'm pretty sure it was a suicide." Another says, "No, I believe he was a homosexual and died of AIDS." Another says, "No, I think he had tied to organized crime, and this was a settlement of accounts," etc. Is this speculation kosher? My conclusion from all this is that when knowledge is lacking, it is always better to apply the advice found in the Talmud, in Tractate Berachot. Lamed leshoncha lomar, eni yodea. Teach your tongue to say, "I do not know." Shabbat Shalom.